All right, welcome everyone. Welcome to the Tuesday live stream here. All right, as usual, make sure you guys read the description box down below. It's a good review to kind of go over the objectives of tonight's live stream. Hey, what's up, guys? What's up? What's up, Eloy? What's up, Do Nothing? Welcome. Wow, 5 likes. Didn't even start yet. Welcome, guys. Welcome. Hello. Okay, so today, based on the title here, we're gonna go over what happened at NVIDIA's conference yesterday, and why we were looking at STRC a couple months. Well, it's almost 2 months. Almost actually. No. It's over a month, and kind of give you guys the technical reason. That's the reason why we opened up a position today on STRC, which is a very cheap name. It's a penny stock, right? And it's been battered to the ground. I mean, if you guys just take a look at the monthly chart, which we will go over, it looks horrible. But from a daily perspective, from a very short to mid-term perspective, it seems good. And then for the longer term perspective, it looks even better, right? So we'll go over that, and also we're obviously going to go over FOMC tomorrow and what we should be or could be expecting, even though whatever I may say right now may not really do anything, because tomorrow anything can go, right? Anything can go. The Federal Reserve's reaction, right, to the inflation data can be surprising and not surprising, but especially it'll be moving based on Jerome Powell and what he says. So so let's go ahead and begin. Hey, what's up, guys? Welcome. Okay, so first of all, let's go over what's happening with the S&P 500 here. So we've been stuck in kind of this boxed range between 510 to around 517.30ish, right? Or we can just keep it simple and use the whole number of 517, right? So 510 to 517, a 97-point range. And usually when that starts occurring with an increase in volume, right? Especially increase in selling volume during the time when we see that slight pullback from the rejection of that price range of 517 to 510. And so whenever we see this large jumps in selling volume, while we're within this rectangular box slash price range here, whatever you guys want to call it. I know a lot of people like to call it a nice box, or simply like me, I just like to call it a price range, a consolidation price range. But it's the same thing, right? It's synonymous. It's literally quite the same thing, what we're referring to. So tomorrow is going to be a make or break for the markets here, because again, what Jerome Powell says tomorrow will be the most important part of the FOMC results. And again, the market has been already pricing in the fact that March is going to be a 0 rate cut. They're most likely going to pause at these highs still. And I believe the CME Fed Watch tool also has a 98% probability of the Fed just holding rates at these highs, because of the fact that we've also had inflation data starting to perk up higher for the last 2 months. So it all comes down to what Jerome Powell says, right? How the Federal Reserve is reacting, what their sentiment is going forward with inflation itself, right? The actual data itself, and then also of how much further they're going to be pushing back interest rate cuts, along with how much of rate cuts that they'll be expecting for just this year, right? So this is kind of a longer term thought, but keep this in mind. The next important words that the Federal Reserve will be saying, okay, is that they're going to be talking about how many interest rate cuts that they'll be expecting for 2025. Right, so that's probably going to come in during the first rate cut, right? Maybe in September or maybe June, who knows? Most likely September, in my opinion. But overall, just keep that in mind for the longer term, right? They will definitely going to move the markets as well when they mention how many rate cuts that they will be expecting for the year of 2025. So that's kind of what you guys should be expecting tomorrow. Again, what I say today is not going to matter too much because there is going to be a trend reversal or trend continuation. All right, that's either or right now for the markets, whatever comes out of Jerome Powell's mouth during the news conference tomorrow. So overall today, it was a pretty low volume bounce as expected. I even mentioned this to my members yesterday and even I believe the week before as well, that even if we do see pullbacks, we should be expecting these bounces and very low volume bounces based on the volatility index as well. As vol expands and also contracts, you will also see this kind of constant flux of the price range is going up and down, up and down, up and down until something breaks due to like a catalyst, well, like FOMC tomorrow. So today we had VIX expiration as well, or VIXpiration as people like to call it, and VIX absolutely was smashed down. We saw the vol contracting for the most part of the day, and that's another reason why the entire market decided to bounce, but with overall low volume. And so tomorrow, Jerome Powell is most definitely going to introduce vol back into the market, and we'll see that vol expansion once more. Okay, so that's for sure. That's a guaranteed 100% chance that will occur. Now, again, just the only technical part about this that you guys should be expecting to see from the markets is that we are either going to continue to stay within this consolidation range and continue to trudge up on higher a lot slower compared to the previous few months, because again, we're starting to kind of overexhaust and overextend this uptrend. But the other thing is that the other probability is that we'll break to the downside, right? That's most people, including me, just to make that clear, are overall expecting a move to the downside. Okay, and that's only because of the fact that, inflation. I mean, the Federal Reserve's job and their main objective is to fight inflation. That's kind of their main purpose as an institution, right? So, it's crucial that you guys understand why the inflation has been such a huge thing for the Federal Reserve, even up to now when they've been holding these rates, these benchmark interest rates at highs, right? The federal funds rate, even the federal funds target rate or range has been at highs for over a year, I believe, for over a year. So, for the S&P 500 to absolutely move tomorrow, we need to see some very, very hawkish sentiment coming out from Jerome Powell's mouth. Quite literally. Okay. Hey, what's up, guys? Whoa, welcome, guys. Welcome. You guys are all joining in now, huh? Welcome. You guys kind of missed the crucial part of what I was saying a couple minutes ago, but no matter. You guys can always watch the recording, so make sure you guys do that, and make sure you guys smash that like button down below. I love how we're always growing every single live stream. That's awesome. It's telling me that you guys are enjoying these live streams every single Tuesday and Thursday, so thank you guys very much. And also, guys, if you guys haven't read the description box below, make sure you guys watch the I think the most recently, so yesterday. So yesterday's video that was uploaded on this channel, I have the link down below as well. You guys should be able to see it when you guys take a look at that description box below. So back to the topic at hand. Hey, we're almost at 10 likes. Awesome. So overall, don't think too hard on it. I would highly recommend you guys sit out until we see the rate decision come in at 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Okay, and that's gonna be 11 a.m. Pacific Standard Time, and then obviously after that, about 30 minutes after 11 or 2, whichever time zones you guys are in, we will have that news conference as well. All right, so that's when the markets will definitely move. So FOMC, don't be too stressed about it. Just know where the ranges are at for the overall markets, because you guys should be looking at the markets tomorrow. It's one of those few days where you guys should be absolutely focusing on where the S&P 500 is. Okay, so make sure you guys remember that. All right. Okay, so I want to quickly go over this play that we had for considering robotics, right? AI and robotics. So STRC is beginning to look like one of the smaller companies that could be potentially a bigger company in the longer term, in the robotics space, right? And the reason why I say that is that, well, this company STRC has been focusing on integration of AI with robots. Right? And this is one of those few companies that are most likely going to be benefiting from this quote unquote hype in robotics, right? Because again, we've had companies like, for example, AI, right? The ticker symbol AI, benefiting from the overall hype in AI, right? So in artificial intelligence, right? So that you guys don't really misunderstand what I'm saying there. So again, tickers like AI, right, have been one of the really big beneficiaries on such quote-unquote AI hypes. And so STRC can most likely potentially be one of those stocks as well. And we've already been seeing that for the past couple of weeks. We saw a huge jump in late February, and we started to really just hold above the major daily 10 and daily 21 SMAs. And so yes, this is a penny stock. So this is the reason why I told members as well in the Discord today to be cautious of any type of a cratering of the price, even if we do see a nice jump to the upside. And so STRC again, from a longer term perspective, like I mentioned before I began this live stream, on the monthly time frame, it's not good. Right, this is a stock that has been absolutely hammered to the downside, right? It dropped like a rock since IPO, and I believe just based on the price action here, I believe they IPO'd through a SPAC as well, SPAC, a SPAC, and as you guys already know, there was that death of SPACs back in late 2021, and obviously the entire year of 2022, and SPACs did absolutely horrible, and I believe some of them were actually delisted from the exchange as well. Obviously due to a lot of macro risks overhead, and the interest rates environment, the high interest rate environment as well, with the Federal Reserve continuously sounding hawkish every single FOMC meeting of that year. So STRC definitely did not have a good ride for its first few months after its IPO through a SPAC. But again, I haven't really researched that into whether or not this has IPO through a SPAC, but it definitely looks like one based on that initial few months there, and then obviously the subsequent fall back down to earth. But overall, STRC has been seeing a huge jump in volume the past 2 months, right? So February and for this current month. And let me actually go back to monthly here. So I want to show you guys the RSI, right? Absolutely horrible. All right, it's way oversold, which means on the longer term and based on, just based on the overall quote unquote robotics hype, this integration of AI into robotics or robots is definitely going to be helping this stock to continue to reverse the upside, maybe for a few months, right? As long as the RSI is able to kind of revert back to normal, quote unquote normal levels between 40 and 60. All right, because again, right now it's very, very oversold, staying underneath that $30 value threshold. So STRC on the daily time frame now. Let me give you guys a technical reason why we got into this one today, because there is one. There is a technical reason, and STRC looked absolutely strong, right? I mean, even if it had a nasty candlestick and a nasty wick on March 6th of this month, it continued to pull back, but not too wildly here. There were no volatile pushes lower or volatile pushes back to the upside. Instead, we got a pretty orderly pullback right into my daily 21 SMA. And for the past 3 trading days, we retested the daily 21 SMA and we continued to bounce on top of it until today, where we saw that huge jump in price as more and more bids came in early into the day, like literally even before we hit 30 minutes into the market open. And that's the reason why we got in. That's what I saw today. And also, I knew that yesterday's NVIDIA's conference, where it introduced an entire line of humanoid robots, right? And the fact that they've been integrating these different AI into these robots was intriguing. And to me, that created an opportunity for us. And a light bulb popped into my head saying that, hey, with everyone kind of just focusing on NVIDIA's conference, there has to be one small unknown company that will benefit from this the very next day. And guess what? We already had STRC on our watch list, on a long-term investment watch list. And if you guys watched my Instagram story, which I always highly recommend you guys do whenever I post, every single story post, make sure you guys read it. You guys should know that I posted a video about the fact that we are looking at STRC since February 29th, right? And so far it has paid off hugely, as we had this very nice push up higher today. I caught a lot of bids, very, very good buying volume that came in, even bigger compared to this selling volume on this bearish looking candlestick. And so this tells me that there is a lot more juice left, and most likely tomorrow we'll see that continuation to the upside. Okay, so hey, what's up guys? Whoa, welcome. Seems like we always have a few more people coming in every single Tuesday. Yeah, seems like we are. Welcome guys, welcome. Make sure you guys hit that like button down below, or smash that like button down below, whichever way you guys like to refer to with that statement. But if you guys aren't subscribed yet to the channel, make sure you guys hit that subscribe button down below as well. And on top of that, make sure you guys hit that notification bell so that you guys know when I am live and when I have uploaded a new video. Okay, so that's essentially what was kind of the main driver of today's surge in STRC. I mean, just today's close and combined with the after hours price action, there was around, I would say, a 50% push to the upside. All right, so that's huge for a penny stock. And so, I believe that this can have more impact going into the long-term future, but short-term to mid-term is a bit risky, right? I mean, again, this is a penny stock, right? It's subjugated to a lot of short selling. And there's a lot of supply overhead as well. And that's something that you guys do not want to miss overlooking, basically, because you guys need to be cautious and be very, 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 cautious. That's the only word that I can think of. You guys have to be cautious here. Right? Don't overlook any of the things that I just told you, all the upside risks that this name has. A lot of overhead supply, a lot of shorting that's going on in this name. Especially since it is a penny stock. And so even if we do have some amazing short squeezes, they can be immediately slammed back down by heavy short sellers. Okay, so if you guys are interested in kind of the quote-unquote next wave on where AI can go, especially when it comes to the topic of AI integration, we have the humanoid robots coming in as the kind of the next quote-unquote second wave, as people are saying it. Like the sub-wave of AI. And yesterday we finally got the confirmation essentially from NVIDIA, right? The biggest chip maker company in the world. So, it was very interesting to watch that conference yesterday. I watched parts of it, and I was blown away by how much those humanoid robots actually have developed, how far, right? And how quickly as well, especially with the AI integration that they're currently working on. So STRC, it's a great combination of AI plus robotics. So definitely something that you guys should be watching with us as well. All right. Okay, so now I want to talk about one more thing before I leave you guys here. And oh, welcome guys, welcome, welcome. It's amazing to see more people coming in as always. Welcome guys. So we've been live for about 20 minutes here. So if you guys missed out on a lot of important stuff, which you guys did, make sure you guys go back to the recording. I always say this. Okay. So now, one last thing. I want to talk about small caps. All right, so these are the laggards, right? These are the laggards for decades, right? The small caps and mid caps. If you guys want to join, put them kind of in the pile of laggards. But IWM here has been obviously the weaker, in this index here compared to the overall indices, and it's been one of the key points as the reason why I am bearish. So, number one, okay, from a technical perspective, IWM has lost my short-term daily 10 and my daily 21 SMAs, and they're both curling down, and the price has stayed below and closed below both of my momentum SMAs, the 10 and the daily 21, for trading days. All right, so for 4 trading days. And usually at this point, if you were to see some very positive news, which is not FOMC tomorrow, but if you were to see some positive news, this should have broken back over both of my daily 10 and daily 21 SMAs. But instead, we've been staying underneath the daily 21 SMA without even an attempt to get back over the daily 21 and to at least minimum retest the daily 10 as a resistance area, basically. And since we have not seen that, warning signs are going across my head, right? Because small caps are very, very sensitive to interest rates, right? And if the Federal Reserve is going to be hawkish tomorrow, then IWM, the small caps, the Russell 2000 has been warning us for the past few weeks, right? Or at least 2 weeks, including this week. And the reason why I say that is that, well, it's lost its uptrend a lot quicker compared to, for example, NASDAQ or the S&P 500, which are, again, both are still within a textbook uptrend, but IWM is officially short-term to mid-term moving to the downside. Why? Because it has lost both of its daily 10 and daily 21 SMAs. The NASDAQ and the S&P are they're basically on quote-unquote a pause mode. Right, it's just moving sideways. They have momentarily stopped their bullish move to the upside. And that's where things can get very, very precarious, because that will be a point of no return for the bulls if the bears are able to come in and reverse the price to the downside, starting a new downtrend. And again, I believe that mid caps and small caps like IWM here have been a harbinger to what could essentially happen tomorrow. And that's the reason why my private members and I have been swinging to the downside for IWM. We actually got a position last Friday at these highs here. And so, for IWM, if it's able to react very harshly from a possible hawkish Powell, we can see this position breaking below the underlying share price of $200 and coming back down and retesting this macro ascending support trend line that I've been talking about for the last few months. All right, I've been talking about this huge macro flag on the weekly time frame, in fact, since January. All right, I told you guys that there's going to be a possibility of this flag forming, and then I kind of got my confirmation in February as we formed these two pivot points, right? In December and February, and I believe we made the first pivot at the support trend line here in January. So this is a huge flag that IWM is currently working on, and don't get me wrong here. Long term, I expect these laggards, right, these very, very big laggards, small caps and mid caps, to have a nice move to the upside for the rest of the year due to the fact that the Federal Reserve is actually still planning on a rate cut. It's just the market is still sensitive on how many rate cuts that the Federal Reserve will be putting out and when they will be putting out the first official rate cut. Right, I already said this in the beginning here, but for the people who are just joining in, just kind of giving you guys a quick rundown. But again, make sure you guys watch the beginning. It's essential, very essential. Okay, it is essential. I don't know how many times I can say that, right? To watch the recording. So, IWM here, as long as we're able to retest this ascending support trend line and kind of follow, ideally, this price path structure that I've made a couple of weeks ago, we're good to go, right? We're good to go. Okay, so tomorrow I am kind of biased. I expect small caps to react harshly to Jerome Powell's expected hawkish tone. All right, again, this is all biased. This is a personal bias here, so don't take it to heart. But I expect the overall market textbook pullback to occur and start tomorrow as well, or at the very least on Thursday and on Friday of this week, as we are really approaching the window of weakness. Okay, the last window of weakness since we completely ignored it in February. And you guys should watch some of the videos, the most recent videos, like provided in the description box down below. If you guys haven't read it yet, make sure you guys watch that video as well. Right, it is the private but now public technical analysis video for the CFO Swing and Watch newsletter, which was provided for my private members on Sunday. So if you guys want to gain access to that video before it's made public, make sure you guys DM me on Instagram. I have a nice big surprise waiting for you guys. So for IWM, definitely watch this one tomorrow. And the S&P 500 again. I guess I do have one more thing to tell you guys. Whenever we see these volatile kind of price ranges day to day with these large gap ups and large gap downs, which is also associated with a large amount in selling volume, that usually tells that the momentum of a bullish run is slowing down. And that is the first signal of many signals that is indicating that this bullish trend is about to end. And so I would say for the S&P 500, again, make sure you guys just simply watch for this price range, this rectangular box of 517 to 510 tomorrow. Because if you lose 510, we will lose the daily 21 SMA along with the daily 10 SMA, and we will be well on our way back to the downside. Okay, so that's pretty much it, guys. I mean, if you guys have any questions, please let me know. All right, so STRC, just one last thing. I mean, what a beautiful, absolutely beautiful entry point that we had today. I mean, at one point 35 was my own entry point, and other people got 1.38 and 1.40. Had some nice private DMs telling me that they got this as well. So kudos to you guys for taking action on my valuable information. Again, not only am I providing you guys with valuable information every single day, every single week, every single month, every single year, I'm providing you guys applicable and actionable information and data. So if you guys have been enjoying that, please leave a thumbs up down below. It really helps with the YouTube algorithm, and it really helps you, helps the channel, and helps you guys to be more exposed to all the uploads and all the live streams that I do on this channel, right, at Charts Focus 1. So if you guys have the time, right, a few seconds, clicking that like button below will be the utmost amount of appreciation that you guys can give me. Just a simple click of the like button. And hey, if you guys didn't like it, I mean, you guys don't need to, right? You guys don't need to hit that like button. It's all on your hands. All right, so that is it for tonight, guys. STRC, it'll be interesting tomorrow. I really wanted to see and rocket back up to that, $3 whole number level, or around at least minimum 2.80 or 2.60, or kind of within that range. But hey, we will see. We will see. All right, have a great rest of your night, guys, and I'll see you guys on Thursday at the same time, 8 p.m. Pacific Standard Time or 11 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Good luck tomorrow.